The training floor at Fort Calloway was a symphony of heavy breathing, clashing iron, and the relentless shouting of instructors. But all sound seemed to die the moment Corporal Elena Vance walked into the room. She was the only woman in a specialized combat training session filled with 80 elite infantrymen. But it wasn't her gender that drew the cruel whispers. It was the heavy, jagged scar tissue that pulled at the left side of her face, stretching from her jawline to her temple in a map of red and silver. As she took her place at the weight bench, a group of soldiers in the back began to snicker, their voices carrying over the hum of the gym, as they mocked her appearance with loud, biting remarks. "Looks like someone couldn't handle the heat in the kitchen," one sergeant sneered, while another joked that she should go back to flipping burgers since she clearly already knew how to get grilled. Elena didn't flinch, her gaze fixed straight ahead with a discipline that was far colder than their insults. But the tension in the room reached a breaking point when the mocking became a rhythmic chant of "back to the kitchen." The air suddenly turned to ice as Major General Silas Thorne stepped onto the training floor, his presence alone slamming the room into a state of rigid attention. He didn't scream. He walked slowly past the line of men, his eyes burning with a silent, terrifying rage, as he stopped directly in front of the men who had led the mockery. Thorne reached into his breast pocket and pulled out a redacted incident report from a Black Ops mission 2 years prior, a mission that officially never happened. "You men think strength is measured by how much iron you can lift or how loud you can bark in a gym," the general began, his voice dropping into a low, dangerous rumble that echoed off the concrete walls. He turned to Elena and commanded her to stand, then addressed the entire room, revealing that those burns weren't the result of a kitchen accident, but the price of a choice none of them had the courage to make. During a night extraction in a collapsed, burning tunnel system, Elena had ignored a direct order to retreat, diving back into a literal furnace 4 separate times to drag 4 unconscious Rangers out of the fire. She had used her own body as a shield against falling debris, her skin melting against her uniform as she refused to let her brothers go. The general slammed the report onto a table and looked at the group of stunned infantrymen, his voice rising as he told them that they didn't have half the strength, the heart, or the raw iron in their souls that this woman possessed. He finished by stating that while they were busy polishing their egos, she was busy earning the right to lead them, and if any man felt he was still superior to her, he could step forward and try to match her record. Not a single man moved. Elena simply picked up her gear and returned to her set, the silence in the room now filled with a heavy, suffocating sense of shame, proving that the deepest scars often belong to the strongest warriors.